Alright y'all, today is going to be a little bit different of a video. We're going over to a guy's place that I work with. He's a co-worker, but he is a taxidermist on the side. I say on the side, I mean he does it just as full time as he does his normal job. But anyway, it's the buck I killed, the 8-point I killed this past hunting season. The one that I was leaving from hunting he showed me wrong. I'm in my little work car. My truck's still in the shop. Haven't heard anything about when it's going to be back. It's liable to be a while. But what I'm going to do is set this stuff up and I'm going to talk and film while we mess around with this deer. He's already got it prepped, hides prepped, as far as I know. All we got to do is hang the form, you know, put the skin on, hide on, maybe the eyeballs, screw the horns down onto the plate, whatever. But regardless of what we got to do, I think it'll be a pretty cool video to make. I don't know how many of you that may watch this video have ever had a chance to mount your own deer or be a part of mounting your own deer. So I'm pretty excited for it. I'm gonna run up here to the store, get me something to drink or two to bring over to a shop, and I'm gonna head that way. See y'all when we get there. All right, y'all, made it over here to Bill's shop. I'll show y'all around here in a minute.
Received immense backlash from the left recently calling out the childless cat. Free parents rang the ample time and money they had to try to lead a nice restaurant surpassed 23 million views.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
One of the TikTokers who posted all that 100,000 video. We have kids to feed.
This is the form here, right?
Yes. You put it in there.
And so right now he's gonna take it to Dremel, cleaning out the tear ducts, nostrils, all the lips, facial features and things. What do those do? Just to give you more like his leg.
More definition in the brisket, to the transition from the legs to the brisket.
Cutting some anchor rods to shove through that deer, through that cut down into his chest or neck area, just to keep it. He had to cut it, alter the form, and cut right behind his head. We're gonna cut those rods to shove down through there, kind of like a rebar in concrete. Once he gets those anchor rods cut, be able to shove through that deer from the top of his head down through his neck. We'll take that Bondo and fill that gap in. Let that all harden. Then we'll be able to clay around it, you know, make the form and be able to sand it down like we want it to look.
They will kill them, or they will arrest them, or they will find some way to stop him from being president. He's at what I know Blaze TV. And Blaze TV below.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Because everywhere
Let's get it on. Yeah, we're trying to alter this head on this deer today. She fussy?
So we got the, the bondo in there to space the head at the direction it needs to be, and the rods to keep it in place.
Anchor, yep.
Anchors, yeah. Pretty good here. That's some clay, and that's just to fill in the gaps around this bill, or what?
And make that transition a lot smoother around that. And once we get that finished, we'll set the antlers, and then we'll set the eyes and do what clay we need to build up around the eyes and all, build the brow and all.
So the clay, once you're gonna start working on this clay now, make the transitions and the lines smoother. Once that clay is all on where it needs to be, so we'll set the horns on top of it, set the eyes, then work clay around the eyes, mouth, nose, wherever it needs to be. It's the hide of the deer. This one. Should see it go on here soon. So what he's got going on here is just it says a mixture of mothballs, borax, like a preservative to put on the inside of this hide. Yep. All right, hold that up for me just a second. Let me dump this back in there.
Are you good? I'm gonna fix it. Show you something here. We're fixing it.
You gotta get the ears out.
I've already got them out and bondoed them. You see this here? This is a small layer of bondo to make this ear rigid again and hold it into. I've sculptured it so it would look lifelike and real. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a little bit of clay. And this is around the earbud, the base, and it'll hold that ear in place while the skin dries and builds in where that meat, where I took some of the meat and the cartilage out of it. It replaces that.
It does look like he's actually got an armpit.
Yep, it actually puts that crease, and it's just a little transition. It makes it a little more definition to it. Got to get that centered. That'll hold.
You're centering the hide up. Now he's putting some pins in a couple spots to keep it where he wants it as he gets the hide where he wants it. So
Fix and mount the antlers.
put the horns on, pull the hide from the back up, and then I guess you can't staple the back of the hide till you get it butted
We'll
up.
actually sew that. All this will be sewed.
Well, no,
Oh yeah.
you can't staple this till that's fixed.
Well, I
to the
usually
back of the
leave
horns.
it because if there's any slack,
You can pull some
I
back.
can pull it back, or if I need some, I can pull it forward.
Time for the horns to go on. Can you do anything, dude?
Good. Just trying to balance it, just making sure this. You can actually break them, and that's the last thing you want to do. Then it can be fixed, but it ain't something you won't have to stop and do. See how it tilted them back? You don't want to pull them too far back.
You wrote an article written after the shooting for lessons at Dallas 63 and Memphis 68. And I just want to go through that with you just quickly. When we come back in 1 minute back with Gerald Club. So Chelsea wrote in about her dog's experience with rough.
Now he's putting some more clay around the skull plate just to build it up some. Where the hide will lay down on it right. You get that straightened out, you're going to start sewing the back up, sewing the hides together in the place it needs to be sewed, and the thing's going to start coming together.
In here, that's how you balance that eye with that pupil. It's kind of hard to see because I use a
Dark eye.
A dark eye.
Well, it's time we're going our Bill's going to start putting the eyeballs in here.
And a country destroyer, our country will be destroyed if she gets shot. Campaigns in Detroit today to make America safe again. While Chicago has won the title as America's murder capital for the 12th year from Wire Points down. America's listening to us.
Eyeballs in, all clayed around.
And he said she has come out with a couple
You need me to slide it back.
That's good.
For instance, her inflation reduction policy of price controls. And he said,
Am I still in your time-lapse camera up there?
it's like, and I know you of course relate as a massive sports fan, but when you're up by 14 points in the second quarter of a basketball game, you can't let try to run the clock out because you still have that entire half of football to play or basketball.
Pushing the tear ducts in, and I'm using these little banking pins to hold that tear duct inside that area where I dremeled earlier. Now once we get all this done, we will we'll push those banking pins in to set it, hold it, and then that worm of clay will fold that over that tear duct. And we'll have to keep pushing it down so that it won't just flare open while it dries. And so
I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if y'all could hear, but he's taking some push pins and pushing the tear ducts in where he dremeled with that Dremel tool.
Another state is waiting for digital driver licenses inside your phone's wallet app. California has been already issuing a digital version of the driver license they call a driver license, and it's been available through a proprietary app as part of a pilot program. Coming soon, California's digital IDs will be able to work with the wallet apps from both Apple and Google. California's DMV has the specifics on their
trimming
website.
that skin around the eye.
People are using digital IDs from California already. They join just a handful of states that have deployed digital driver licenses and state ID cards, including Arizona and Georgia. Although the law requires drivers to have their actual license with them.
And where we set that clay around the eye there, I'll show you what we're fixing to do. We're fixing to take this excess skin here and actually push it down next to that eye and down inside that clay, and that helps hold that skin around the eye. Fold that back into that clay. And then we'll take and anchor that corner of that eye here. And we're not through with that. We'll come back here in a minute. I'm just holding it in place because I've still got to sew all of this up. I'm just trying to keep this eye from moving while I pull all of this skin back and tighten up around the face. And we'll do this on both sides.
He's going to do the same thing on the other side just to keep that hide and skin from around the eye from moving while he pulls tight to sew the back of it up. I'm going to start sewing on this thing.
Get up here. He cut such a big hole, and if it was an elk or something, it'd be a little bit better. You could use it, but let me poke you with that rig. You'll see how it pulls. Excuse me. You see where I got that hide up here? Tucking it. Tuck it under that burr and pull it. See if I can't start me a hole a little better. Move back and forth here until we get away from the skull.
hide coming together on the back of this deer. Just shoved some clay in behind the ears, make them fill it up, make them stand upright. But get done with that. This thing sewn up. Alright, he's got the back of this thing all sewn up. Was able to staple it up. I'll start working on the nose now. See, show y'all what it looks like. Got the back all stapled. Just got to trim all this up. It's all sewn up here. Brushed it out a little bit. Finished working on these eyes. Fix up nose, mouth. We got the mouth all put together. Cut some skin off the nose now and
Tuck these nostrils in where we dremeled that out earlier, and trimming the skin up here before we tuck it in, make that transition a little smoother in there. Ester actually, and push it into these tear ducts, and it'll keep them open while it dries. It'll keep that tear duct, the nostril opened up.
yeah,
So
it'll close up.
yeah, it won't close up on me while it's drying, and kind of helps keep it uniform. And we'll pull this out, before we do when we start the finish work. This will come out. We got a little cut here on the nostril, but once it dries, I'll take and put a thin layer of epoxy over this, and I'll show you a little tool I use. This little tool right here, it'll roll it, and it'll take the indention of that epoxy, and it'll fill that in, so you won't never see that little hole. I'm gonna pin it here in just a second. I'm gonna pull it and pin it while it dries, but and then we'll roll that, and it'll get that texture that you can see in the nostril there. It'll highlight it a little bit. We'll work on him. I'll work on him the next 3 or 4 days while he dries. I'll tuck and push on him and just kind of make sure these eyes dry in a slow and controlled environment, so that they won't just flare open on me.
Owning gold and silver, an excellent way to diversify your savings and protect yourself and your hard-earned wealth. Easier than ever to purchase physical gold and hold it onto in your home. Likewise, just as easy to purchase gold and put it into your 401k or tax-sheltered IRA. By the way, gold is all-time high.
All right, y'all. We're gonna trim the excess skin off of the back of this deer up against the pedestal where it goes up against the wall. But other than that, that is going to about wrap up our video for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this process. I know I sure did. I think it turned out great, which it would have regardless if I was there or not, but it's a very interesting process. Hopefully maybe some of y'all that kill deer and get them mounted but have never seen the process enjoy this. I appreciate Bill for letting me be a part of it and video his work. I think it turned out very good. If y'all would comment, tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you have mounted a deer before or have ever got the chance to be part of your kill getting mounted. Give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you would to our channel. We sure appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all next time.